So apparently, the US just bombed Iran on Sunday. Like nuclear sites, they used stealth bombers, bunker busters. And Gen Z didn't even flinch. I mean, you literally panic when you lose snap streaks, but a 30,000-pound bomb drops on nuclear sites, you don't even flinch? You say, whatever? Hey, I'm Clayton, and this is the Clayton Show. This is my very first episode of a new weekly mini-series I'm doing called This Just In, and I've Got Opinions, where I break down the biggest headlines, trends, and online moments from a Gen Z perspective. Each episode will be short, to the point, and honest. I'll hit 3 parts every single time. A top news story, a Gen Z culture check, a hot take of the week from me, and then at the very end, I'll add a quick look at what I'm reading, listening to, or watching. There'll be no fluff, no filters, just real talk. So let's get into it. The big story, US bombs Iran. And this is the part of the show where I'll take time and I'll look at one major news story of the week and I'll give you the facts and then my take. If there's more than one, I will go over them both or however many they are. And then if it needs to be a bigger topic, I will do a deep dive on a regular episode of The Clayton Show. So here's how I found out about this bomb. I was on a family vacation on the golf course, hit a pretty decent drive, and I hopped in the cart, pulled out my phone, and boom, a Fox News notification. U.S. launched a bombing raid on Iranian nuclear site. It felt like I got hit with a news headline, not a golf ball. And the operation's name tag, Midnight Hammer, tell me that does not sound like a Marvel movie starring Thor's angry cousin. So here's the facts of what actually happened. The U.S. sent in B-2 stealth bombers and hit 3 underground So here's what actually happened. The U.S. sent B-2 stealth bombers to hit 3 underground Iranian nuclear sites. These weren't just warning shots. They dropped 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs designed to break through concrete and rock. And the White House says it was very successful. Now Iran is threatening to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, a major global oil route. And if they do, gas prices will spike. Like, talk about walking to school levels of expensive, and you don't want that, and neither do I. But here's where it gets crazy. No one in Gen Z is talking about it. I've not seen anyone talk about it, heard anyone in my generation, no group chat text. I saw one Fox News push notification, and that was it. So my take on this. This segment is all about me keeping it real, not regurgitating someone else's headline, just what I really think, my raw, real opinion. And to be honest with you, I'm really not scared this happened. I saw it coming. Iran has no intercontinental missiles, and if they did try and hit us, it would be game over for them. We would destroy them so bad. Donald Trump has talked about it many times. If they come at us, we'll hit them so hard. So no, I'm not scared, but I am a little disappointed. Because most of Gen Z didn't even blink. No one's scared, no one thinking about it, no one's aware, and honestly, we're really not even paying attention. And I'm not saying you should become a foreign policy expert overnight, but if the U.S. is bombing another country's nuclear sites, and the only thing you know about is who won the last influencer boxing match, we've got a really big problem on our hands. So now for the Gen Z culture check. Reality hits different. This is where I'll highlight 1 or 2 trends or viral moments that Gen Z is really sticking to and liking and talking about, and what it says about us as a generation. So while bombs were dropping in Iran, here's what Gen Z is really focused on. First up, a viral TikToker. There's a Gen Z girl crying because her 9-to-5 job is too much. She says she has no time to cook, clean, or have a life. So people either related hard or roasted her for being overly dramatic. My take on this is that she's being overly dramatic. Everyone in the world, everyone and their mom has a 9-to-5 job. So I think you're going to be good you have time to go party with your friends, I think. So sure, adulting can be tough, no doubt. But if your biggest breakdown is over a job while the world's on fire, maybe we need to reset our lives. Let's recheck our priorities. Then there's how we get our news. Forget Fox, CNN, Daily Wire, NBC. I don't really trust NBC, but whatever, that's not the point. Most Gen Z trust Gen Z TikTokers, podcasters, or YouTubers more than traditional journalists, which I mean is cool. I get that it's better format. But I mean, if you're listening to a podcast right now, and maybe you trust me more than your history teacher, that's funny and a little scary, but here's a wild twist that gets you offline. There's this new app called TouchGrass, and you literally have to take a picture of actual grass before you can scroll on social media. It's like a built-in reminder to get outside and unplug from the digital bubble we live in. Honestly, I think it's absolutely genius. Because if we need an app to remind us to step outside, maybe the real problem isn't where we get our info, it's how disconnected we are from reality. So, my hot take of the week. This part's going to be short but sharp. I'll pick one bold opinion and I'll say it out loud and explain a little bit why I think it. So mine for the week is Gen Z is the most mentally aware generation and still the most emotionally fragile. You probably know 14 different types of anxiety, which, by the way, why? But you can't handle someone else disagreeing with you on social media or in class. Not everything's going to be trauma. Not everything needs to be a meltdown. Sometimes you don't need a therapist. You need to get thicker skin and less screen time. So what am I into this week? Every episode I'm going to end with a quick list of stuff that's feeding me mentally, spiritually, or just for fun, or how I get my news from. So my current books right now are Ronald Reagan in American Life, which is his autobiography, and Trump, The Art of the Deal, which is his book on how he's made so much money in his life. And then my spiritual content I'm loving right now it's actually a church called Jesus Culture Sacramento, and it's their sermons. They literally hit deep every time. I leave with something great every single time. So podcasts I'm listening to for laughs. That's going to be John Chris Net Positive podcast. Hilarious. He brings in some news. He makes fun of Gen Z too a little bit. I love it. News I'm trusting is going to be Candace Owens, Brett Cooper, most of the Daily Wire crew. That's just what I'm into. I love reading their headlines. I love reading their articles. I love listening to all their podcasts, reading some of their books that they've written. So that's going to be it for the first episode of This Just In and I've Got Opinions. The world's not slowing down, and I'm not going to be the kind of person who stays silent because the news isn't trending. If you learned something today or totally disagree, send it to a friend, comment down below. You can comment down below if you have a news story you want to hear or a culture moment happening. I'll do a text box that you can comment into in my Instagram stories. My link is Cleighton Cox. I'll have it in the description below. It might pop up on the screen right here. So that's it for this episode. I'm Cleighton. I'll catch you next week. This is The Cleighton Show. Have a great week.